Hi guys, and welcome back to my channel. My name is Yvette and I'm so glad you found us. Okay, today's a busy one and we've got a lot to do behind me. First up though, please consider subscribing as we're bringing out new content all the time, and don't forget to hit that notification bell, that way you will not miss any videos. Right, today I've got to actually make myself a juice because I juice, and I realised I actually hadn't shown any of you lot that I juice. I'm going to be making a sourdough chocolate cake as well as prepping to make a normal sourdough loaf, and probably 101 other things. I've been antique shopping, so I show you that, and this week is week 6 of the hashtag 1.50 pantry challenge, so I'll show you that as well. So let's jump into this with making this mumma a much needed juice. Okay, this is just my juicer. It's just a cheap one from Amazon. It does the job. Nothing fancy. Okay. Beetroot. Strawberries. Carrot. I just find it's easier to cut everything first. Okay. We have apple. 3 apples. Okay, and a pear. I literally throw into it whatever I have on hand, and this is just what today's one is. I normally start off with apples, apples and carrots at the minimum, and a kiwi. Get my jar ready, and let's start making this juice. Okay, this is going to be noisy, so what I will do is I will mute the sound and play some music instead. I almost forgot, I always do a little pinch of spinach and a little pinch of kale. Okay, that's my juice. I'm now going to clean this up and I will be back. Okay, this is the sourdough chocolate cake. I've never made it before. It is by King Arthur Baking. So let's start. That's my juice. Isn't that a pretty colour? Tastes great. If you've never tried that combination, try it, it's lovely. Okay, combine the starter, milk and flour in a large mixing bowl. That is my sourdough sponge doing very well. This is to make bread, some's to go back into the jar. Right, and I need 1 cup, which is 227 grams of sourdough starter. If you've never made sourdough before, it's very easy to do. My sourdough is a little bit different from most people's. Most people discard some of their sourdough. I don't. If you want to see a video on me making sourdough, let me know and put it in the comments down below. So we have to combine starter. Let's put that in that. If you didn't know, sourdough is so sticky, and when you're using it, always have soapy water ready, because you don't want this to dry out because it sets like concrete. So just a heads up there. My sourdough has a mixture of flours in, most of which are home ground. Grind my own flours. So I have a little bit of rye in this, a little bit of spelt in this, both of which I've, as I said, have ground myself by hand. I haven't got an electric grain mill or anything, it is literally by hand. And whole wheat, I have ground wheat berries, and then a little bit of bread flour. Now, you don't have to use all of that, you could use one or the other. It's every Sunday I sit and grind all my flours ready for the week. So I use whatever I've got left basically to feed my sourdough, hence why it's got so many different flours in. 1 cup of milk. Apparently this is going to make a 9 by 13. I've never used sourdough like this. I do normally just leave it for bread, but that's fine. And 2 cups, which is 240 grams of flour. So it says all-purpose flour, so for in the UK that means that it's plain flour. That's straight into soak. Okay, so we mix it, and we cover it and let it rest at room temperature for a couple of hours. Well, that's easy enough. Saw another YouTube channel make this chocolate cake and it looked really good, so hence I thought I would give it a try. The clinker. There's that bit done, so that can go and sit out of the way. So I'm going to tidy all this up and then I will be back. Okay, this week we went antiquing to 2 places. We went to a place near where I live called Fanny's Antique, and then we went to another place in another town, and that was in Hungerford. And I'll show you what I've got. This little dish that I now have my bouillon powder in cost me 50p. Yeah, you heard right, 50p. This little jar, what I actually have my sugar in now, was £2. It's actually got roses on the side. Okay, and then this little glass jar, I've got my baking powder in, was £1.50. A tiny little spoon, and that is for my cinnamon in my other jars that I bought the other week. Then we've got this big bowl. I love this. I love these brown pottery ware stuff. So that one was, I think it was about £4. So that's fine. Then this big pot. There's a casserole pot. As you know, I've got a large family because we've got 5 kids and me and my husband, so we're a family of 7. So yeah, this one's going to come in handy for a soup and stew in the winter. Looking forward to getting that and using that. And then I bought this, the Village Baker's Wife. From what I can make out, it's from America, and it seems to be, I think the bakery is still in America. I think it's in California. So this is just a beautiful book. Gail's Cafe. So Gail and Joe Ortiz. So that is lovely. That was, you can see, £5. And that's what I got in this week's antique. Oh no, and a rolling pin. I had a couple of old rolling pins that really were past it, so I bought this one. This one was £2. If you hadn't realised, I love going antiquing, and I love to bring it home, give it all a good scrub, and then put it to use. I want to bring new life back into old things. It's just me, that's just the way I am. And I love sort of doing it. So let me pack all this away again and set up for the hashtag 1.50 pantry challenge. I'll bring all that out and we'll do the week 6 of it. Okay, I thought I'd do a quick recap on what we've got. We have a ragu, we have a mac and cheese sauce, we have a pasta bake, a cheese and bacon one, we have some couscous, we have oats, rice, pasta, bread flour, we have stock cubes, we have yeast, we have baked beans, chopped tomatoes, spaghetti hoops, potatoes, peas and carrots, and a rice pudding. Okay, so this week I had to get it in with my normal shopping, so I've had to highlight it. Okay, we had spaghetti pasta, 20p. We had tomato and herb pasta sauce, that is 39p. We have a strawberry jam, 31p. Penne pasta, 29p. And a tin of custard, 35p. And you can see the ones that are underlined there. And that was a grand total of £1.54. So we was 4p over, but if you remember, on some of the other weeks we were 2 and 3p under. So it all works out because I keep a running tally of it, and I keep the £1.50 all separate. So that's what we got for this week 6 of hashtag 1.50 pantry challenge. Okay, I'm on the next stage of sourdough bread. This is the sponge. This takes, I started this last night, did an extra bit this morning. Now we're getting into late afternoon, and then this will sit again for another few hours. Let's have a look. What have I got? Take out 450 mils and put it into my airtight jar and refrigerate. Right. This is always the fun bit. I just find that a lot easier to deal with when I clean the top, otherwise it's like have to chisel it off. Okay. That is going in my fridge. Add some water. I always use bottled water, it's preferable with sourdough because sourdough doesn't really like chlorine. To add 150 females, I think some, but not all. And then we want about 700 grams of flour. Now that could be your own ground one, but I'm using bread flour at the moment because I've used all my home ground flour up. And again, get that straight into soapy water. In with the hands. It does feel a little dry, so I'll probably add the rest of that in. Okay. Leave to stand at room temperature for 20 minutes. Okay, it's been sat for 20 minutes and now I've got to put 2 teaspoons of salt you sprinkle on. It's supposed to be 2.5, but I didn't have quite enough sourdough because I'd taken some out for the chocolate cake. So I'm just adding 2. And then what you do is you work that in and knead it in. You'll be kneading this for 15 minutes. What I do is I'll bring you back when I finish kneading. Okay, been kneading that 15 minutes. What I'm going to do is I'm going to take a chunk off of this. So I'm going to do one normal loaf, then a slightly smaller one with some fruit in. That's going to be the plain one. So we're just going to cover that with some camphor. And that will have to sit for about 6 hours. Pop that out of the way. And then into this one, I'm going to grate a zest of an orange. Hold that in, finish it off. Careful not to get the white pith, because that will make it bitter. Right, pop that in there. Okay. Now, trying to soak up all that orange. Now I'm going to use cranberries that are sweetened with apple juice, and I'm going to put that in there. So it's like cranberry and orange, which will be lovely toasted. Don't ask me the amount, it's just a little handful at the moment, and then we'll see how well we go. Because this will expand by quite a lot, this bread. And it will be cooked actually in the morning, because it will have all night it needs to expand over in the fridge. That one, that's going to go in a bowl. And cover that big hang pill. Okay, on to the chocolate cake. It's telling me to preheat my oven. Lightly grease a 9x13. I'm not going to grease it. I am literally going to put this non-stick liner in instead. Okay, in a separate bowl, beat together the sugar, oil, vanilla, salt, baking soda. Three-quarters of a cup of cocoa. We've got to mix that in. Add the eggs one at a time. These are farm fresh eggs, what's fairly local to me. Now we're going to add those two together. Right, gently combine the chocolate mixture with the starter, flour milk mixture, stirring until smooth. Okay. God. It says it'll be a gloopy mess to start with. This will be a gloopy process at first, but the batter will smooth out as you continue to beat slowly. Alright, well, I think that's nice and smooth. I'm presuming that's what it's supposed to look like. So, then what? Pour the batter into the pan. Now we put that in the oven for 30 to 40 minutes. Once it's cooked, I'll bring you back. Okay, I'm just going to pull the cake out the oven, and then I'm going to throw this straight on the top and wait for it to melt, and then I'm going to smooth it and swirl it and whatever. Not sure which one I'm going to use, so got that. I'm just going to test this. This was about 40 minutes for this one. I'm gonna, yeah, that's all coming out clear. I like to just be sure. I test in several places. So, okay, so my camera memory card is full. So you're on my phone, and what we're going to do is we're just going to sprinkle some of this on the top, and I'll show you what chocolate we put on it. There we are, and we use Tesco Finest Ruby chocolate buttons. And we also used milk chocolate drops from Waitrose, they're organic ones. And then rose gold sprinkles, and that's from Tesco's. So that is our cake. So what I will do is I will finish the video here. Because there's not much more I need to do with the sourdoughs. And everyone's seen what the sourdough loaf looks like, and I won't be able to finish that till tomorrow morning anyway. So I'm going to wrap up the video here. I hope you give this recipe a try. I will again link everything in the description box below. Okay guys, well I hope you enjoyed this video. I hope you give it a big thumbs up, and please hit that notification bell, that way you will not miss a video. And if you want to help the channel out, please share across all social media, so across Twitter, Instagram, everything. You can find me on all social media. I will put, again, all my links down in the description below. Okay, so until next time, bye!